For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. Also, I've got a new merchandise store, hats, hoodies and new tee designs, all available right now on the link in the description. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 4 of season 3 here at Everton Football Club. In the last episode and the couple over the weekend, we were discussing between yourselves whether you thought I should actually go ahead and sign the 2 deals that we had confirmed, or contracts that we had accepted over the weekend, or whether I should wait and try and sign someone else. By actually very popular opinion, you guys reckon that we should go ahead and sign Rafinha and Andre Schürrle. So I will confirm both of these deals right here, right now. So we're making 2 brand new signings to begin this episode, and we still have £76 million there in the transfer budget for anything else we want to do in the remainder of this window. And there is still a long way to go in the window. I'll show you the calendar quickly so you can see exactly where we are. We still have a couple of days left in July, and then obviously the full month of August before we have to end the transfer window. One quick thing I wanted to show you as well, obviously the World Cup has been ongoing. It started last season, continued it into this season. We saw who made the final in the last episode, but as you can see here, it is in fact Brazil that have won their 6th World Cup by a 1-0 over Italy in the final in Russia in 2018. So congratulations to them. If you're Brazilian, congratulations for winning the World Cup. And we will push forward here. We have a number of potential deals still in the works. A number of players still on the shortlist that we're thinking about bringing in as well. We are looking to bring in a left back. That's the other position that we definitely wanted to get someone else in for Ryan Bertrand, to knock him back down to rotation left back, and then maybe move on Galloway and Garber either permanently or on loan. And still thinking about bringing in another striker. There was a mixed response to the potential of Luciano Vietto. Some people saying, yeah, go for it. Some people saying, no, he's too popular with other YouTubers, etc. So I'm undecided. I obviously would still be quite keen on Callum Wilson if we do decide not to go for Luciano Vietto. But do continue to let me know in the comment section whether you think I should or should not go for Luciano Vietto, because I will take your thoughts into account. I'm going to start training players again soon, but I want to ensure that I know the situation of the squad before I start trading, like which players are going to come in, which players are going to go out. I don't think we're going to need Krakowiak, to be honest, but I will keep this this bidding war going to just ensure we have the option should we want to take it. But we do have a number of central holding midfielders at the club already. If I have a look in the squad, obviously we're looking to move on Witsel. He looks like he's going to be leaving us. We've got James McCarthy. We still have James Ward-Prowse and Idrissa Gana Gay. Saponara is still here, and obviously we've just brought in Rafinha and Andre Schürrle, although Andre Schürrle obviously doesn't play in central midfield, but we'll put Rafinha in the starting lineup, and I will take let's take, I don't normally have a goalkeeper on the bench, so let's take Lafont out, and we'll put Schürrle on the bench, and then just to get everybody in the right positions, we will do that. There we go. OCD is a bitch, but I think the squad looks pretty good. Like I said, I don't think we need another central holding midfielder, but I will keep all the avenues open should we decide to actually go ahead and bring in someone else. So I think left back is the only definite position we want to improve in now. And then outside of that, we will have to wait and see what happens with regards to striking position. I will probably wait and hear your feedback on today's episode before making a definitive decision about the striking role. But left back, Jetro Willems was definitely the most popular, so we will go ahead with that deal if we can possibly get it decided. £17.5 million counter offer has been accepted by Chelsea, so it looks like Witsel will leave us. And the offers have been accepted for Kazawa, interestingly, at left back, and Vincent Cozziello at centre mid. Cozziello's only 22. I'm actually going to pull out of that deal because this is we're planning on only having this as the last season at Everton. So if I'm going to try Cozziello out on FIFA, perhaps I'd like to do that in like the first season of a new series rather than in like the last season of this series. So we actually get to have, you know, a handful of seasons with him and see how well he can grow. Kazawa, though, I will offer a contract to. Like I say, Willems is probably, in fact, definitely my first choice, but I'll offer him what he's on now, and I'll offer him crucial first-team player because he would be my starting left-back without any shadow of doubt, being 84 rated and much better suited to the style of play that I play than Ryan Bertrand. And then once the left-back decision is made, Right, Luciano Vieto has accepted the contract offer. He's only on £55,000 a week. Squadly Youth Squad Report. This guy Isaac Morgan is still growing. He's 62 rated now. The stats still look very average. I'm not going to call him up until he's 18, and like we say, it's the last season, so not sure whether we'll actually get to use him that much, if at all. But Casemiro, 54.5 million. I'm going to pull out of that one as well. Luciano Vieto has accepted the contract, as we say. So now I'm unsure what to do. I think we'll get the left back. We'll get the left back deal done first, and then I want to gauge your response. I think that will actually time out though the deal before we get to the derby match, which will suck. So I'm probably going to have to go in for that again after I've gotten your response. They've accepted for Krakowiak. They've also accepted for Willems too. So Willems is the one that we definitely want to bring in. We know that for sure. I might as well just offer him the 30 that he wants, considering that's barely anything at all. I'll offer him crucial first team player as well. Fantastic player, Jetro Willems, and it will be tough to make the decision between him and Leyden Kazawa. We want 140 grand a week. I'm not sure I can stretch that far, considering we want to bring in a left back as well and striker. Oh, I'm torn with Vieto. I really am. Like I say, do let me know in the comment section down below what you think. That would change things up. Saponara, Liverpool, 22.5 million. I do like playing with him, but could I, considering it's the last season, why not? Could I maybe bring in someone else? It would be making a transfer for the sake of making a transfer, but why not, I suppose? I put a counter offer in. I'd like a little bit more than 22, to be honest. If they give me 27.5, considering it's Liverpool, I'd probably be willing to accept that. And then we might have some more business to do, right? Kazawa's accepted the contract, and like I say, Williams is my preferred left back, so I think that's going to be the one that I go with. He was the most popular with you guys as well. Witsel has now gone to Chelsea for 17.5 million. We've had a transfer offer for Dale Feu that I will most definitely be turning down, despite the fact it's almost £50 million. That's a big offer, but he was, again, an extremely crucial player for us last season. He's had 2 very good seasons with us. Owen Lafont wants to discuss wages, so we will quite happily discuss that with him too. I've got a few players, actually, that are running out of contract, but like we say, we are planning on this being the last season at Everton. I will, once we're out of the transfer window and I know how much money I've got left, offer these players an extra contract, just in case, on the off chance that we do actually go for a 4th season here, but I'm planning on this being the last, and he only wants a £5,000 a week raise, so I'm quite happy to offer him that. And again, I'll give him squad rotation player, although he's now rated 84, which I think is the same as Sergio. No, Sergio Rico is now 85, so both goalkeepers are fantastic in their own right. And really, yes, Jetson Williams is accepted, right? Considering he's £1 million more transfer budget wise, but he's also 60 grand a week cheaper contract wise, so I'm going to accept that. And Jetro Williams comes in. We now have a new left back. So I can reject the Kazawa deal. Apologies, Levan, but you are not coming in, and we will continue to stall on Luciano Vieto. We still have a large amount of money available to us, so I will delete those 2 and leave that one there for now. Jetson Williams will go straight into the starting lineup ahead of Ryan Bertrand, and I will actually put Bertrand on the bench ahead of Garber, and then we'll put... I'm going to sort the bench out off camera with regards to position order, etc. But Jetson Williams is in, so our starting 11 looks fantastic. Lukaku's 88 rated now. I didn't even realise he'd gone up again. Madness. Our starting lineup is looking absolutely incredible. Really, really good right now. And there still might be the chance to improve the depth of the squad as well. Saponara could be leaving us. James Ward-Prowse and Idrissas, they're still there on the bench. Right, I'm going to go and definitely move on Galloway and Garber, probably only on loan, because we don't need the money. It'd be nice to see how they grow, I suppose, but we'll have to wait and see what happens between now and the game against Derby. I will play the game against Derby in today's episode. It's still a couple of weeks away, but like I say, I want to get your guys' feedback on that striking role. So I think we've done everything we want to do for now. We're still trying to negotiate, perhaps, for Krakowiak and Saponara, actually. Yes, the camera. I just, for some reason, completely blanked on that. Let's go into here, and we'll just have a quick look at the left-back situation. And Galloway, we will set for... Well, I might as well set him for loan. I mean, there's no point There's no point needlessly selling players like that. I mean, 25 years of age and 75 rated is a Luke Garbutt. I can actually get rid of him because Galloway, being 3 years younger and almost the same rating, is probably going to grow well enough to fill Garbutt's shoes anyway. So we will sell Luke Garbutt, but loan Brendan Galloway. Liverpool have accepted the counter offer of 27.5 million for Saponara. Now, Çalhanoğlu is my starting cam, and we saw in pre-season how devastating he can be in that cam role. So Alba Lafont has accepted the contract offer, so I won't be looking for a rotation cam, not a central attacking midfielder, to replace Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Now, Krychowiak doesn't want to sign that deal, but that's fine. We'll keep that deal open, but like we say, we're not sure we need another central defensive midfielder, but we are now potentially looking for another central attacking midfielder. Although I suppose I could play James Ward-Prowse at cam and maybe bring Krychowiak in as a holding midfielder. You guys will have to let me know what you think of that. Saponara's gone to Liverpool. Krychowiak has now accepted that deal, and unfortunately the Vieto one has timed out. So if we want to go for Vieto, we'll have to offer again. Now, I could use James Ward-Prowse as rotation cam, because he can play there, can't he? And we could then maybe bring Krychowiak in as a holding midfielder. And I'm actually really tempted to do that. In fact, that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in Krychowiak because, I mean, why not? That seems to be the theme right now. Why the hell not? We have £33 million still left available to us. Krychowiak is in. He will start ahead of James McCarthy. So we have a new holding midfield partnership of Rafinha and Grzegorz Krychowiak. I'll put McCarthy on the bench there. And then we'll take Lafont out. And we will throw Krychowiak in. Right then. Iñaki Williams, actually. I want to put him on the bench too, do I? Oh, yeah. I'll put Iñaki Williams on the bench too. Sorry, Idrissa. James Ward-Prowse and James McCarthy there now as well. That further improves the look of the first team. I have to win something this year, don't I? There is absolutely no excuses for not winning some sort of competition this year. We're in 4 different competitions. The Europa League, the FA Cup, the League Cup, and, of course, the Premier League as well. After having spent this amount of money... No. Funes Mori stays. After having spent this amount of money and having the squad look the way it does... I can have no excuses for not winning something in this 4th season. The team looks spectacular right now. We've made actually probably the best transfer window we've had with regards bringing in high-rated, top-quality players. I'm very, very pleased with how this side is coming together. We'll go and play Derby, and then that'll be it for today's episode because, of course, I want to make sure I get your feedback with regards to the striking role now. So the central attacking midfield role is now null and void. We're going to use James Ward-Prowse and have Krychowiak holding. So the only position left to fill is a 3rd rotation striker. Although they'd probably be 2nd rotation striker ahead of Peñaranda, despite the fact Peñaranda did have a really good pre-season. So Lukaku's going to be my #1 starting striker still, being 88 rated and having been one of my best goal scorers throughout this series. But I have, let's show you what the budget is. I have £43.5 million available to me, and let's up that to there. Basically £45 million and £175,000 a week wage budget-wise. Give me striking suggestions. If there's a suggestion in the comment section that you see and you agree with, hit the thumbs up on it so that it comes up as the top comment so I can see which one's the most popular. That way, you know, it saves having 50 comments of saying the same thing. If there's just, you know, 3 or 4 comments that all have like 150 thumbs up on them, then they will stand out to me more than just reading through the comments and seeing, you know, a mixture of players. So make sure you do that. But let's jump into now the first game of the Premier League season after having spent another, what, 70, 80 million pounds in today's episode so far. Let's go and see if that 70, 80 million pounds was well spent and if we can get ourselves off to a winning start in the Premier League. Çalhanoğlu into Willems. Get it out wide here to Carrasco, who's racing forward. Turns inside well, skips past the second defender, looks to lay that across. Çalhanoğlu, very well blocked. Nearly starting the competitive season the same way he ended the pre-season, Çalhanoğlu, by being on the score sheet. Here's Lukaku, get the turn in, and Çalhanoğlu may still have the opportunity to get the first goal of the league season, and he has in spectacular fashion. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, in an out-and-out central attacking midfielder role, is the best player on the game. It's just, I have not enjoyed using a player in a cam role as much as I have Çalhanoğlu in this career mode since we changed to a 4-2-3-1. He is deadly. Absolutely deadly. We are 1-0 up here after just 8 or 9 minutes. I love this man. Free kick for Derby. In it comes. That's dangerous. Who's going to win that? It's going to drop, and it drops to George Thorne. But thankfully, Rico makes a wonderful reaction save. We'll actually come away on the counter-attack here. And Lukaku has some pace. So does Cyrus Christie, though, unfortunately. But we'll get the turn in. We'll get it to Çalhanoğlu. I'll poke it here looking for Rafinha, who will get there. And he'll poke it there. Oh, looking for Deulofeu. I couldn't quite get it to him. Krakowiak, though, could try and fire it through that gap. We've done well. Deulofeu with the turn. He's in the box. Gerard Deulofeu, good save by Carson. Lukaku! Oh, what a finish! They very nearly scored at the other end. It was only a top-quality save from our keeper that stopped them from doing so. On the counter-attack, we draw a good save out of Carson, the keeper. But Lukaku, the technique on that. Wonderful finish. It's Everton 2, Derby 0 here. We are dominating. Into Vidra to Thorne to Hughes, and I see the run being made on the left there, but there's a run being made on the right here. Oh, what a ball in! Johnny Russell, that is an extremely well-worked goal. Congratulations, Derby, you completely outplayed me there. I saw Johnny Russell make the move on the left, so I went to cover it, and as the defence shifted one way, that opened up space for Tom Ince on the other side, so the defence shifted back again, and then Tom Ince whips it to the other side, and Johnny Russell just arrives at the back post. Everybody turned around and just left Johnny Russell on his own, and it's a decent header too. GG, Derby. That was an extremely well-worked goal. 2-1. Vidra. Nice tackle by... Well, I say nice tackle by Socrates. Actually, Vidra's gotten away from me here. Plays a good ball through to Will Hughes, who's in behind. Will Hughes, it's 2-2. Derby have turned things around in the second half. I missed the tackle in the midfield with Socrates as I pulled the centre-back out. And that opened up the space for Will Hughes to run into, and I couldn't close him down quickly enough. Derby are back in it. It's Andre Schürrle who's just come on now. See the run being made on the far side. That's a lovely ball out to Gerard Deulofeu. And we'll look to turn inside with it and then cross the ball in. It's blocked. It'll be a corner. Straight from kickoff after conceding the goal to be pegged back to 2-2. Who's going to win that? Schürrle went up for it. It's going to come back out here to James Ward-Prowse. Lemos, get it across here quickly to Krakowiak. Schürrle's there again. Nice turn. In the box here, Andre. Going to have to turn back, though. He's only got 3-star skills, Andre Schürrle, and I'm going to have to bear that in mind, because I do like to use 4-star skills, but I'm not going to be able to with him. And James Ward-Prowse comes off the bench, and him in that cam roll seems to work quite nicely, too. After being pegged back to 2-2, from kickoff, win a corner, from the corner, eventually work the ball around and fire the ball into the back of the net. We're in front again. Quite an entertaining way to start the season. Ince. Oh, Williams gets there first. Very well done. Forward here to James Ward-Prowse, round the corner to Rafinha, and there's space here for Andre Schürrle to run into. I've got Keogh with me, but Schürrle is going to be too quick for him, and we'll look to play it through to Lukaku. Can he get there ahead? The keeper, oh, I tried to just lift it over him as he arrived, but Lukaku couldn't quite get to the ball first, unfortunately. That would have been another really well-worked goal in this game. Derby, actually, in this second half, have played infinitely better than they did in the first. They were awful in that first half, but they got themselves back into the game well, and perhaps would maybe class themselves unlucky to still be behind here after we just went straight up the other end and got ourselves back in front. But that third goal from James Ward-Prowse looks like it's going to be the one to seal all 3 points here for us on the opening day of the Premier League season. I said just before we went into this game that we've spent £70-80 million in today's episode. That is actually not true, is it? We bought Krakowiak and Willems, but at the very beginning of the episode we also brought in Rafinha and Andre Schürrle as well. So I'm going to go and check. I can't even think how much money we've actually spent. It's clearly over 100 million in today's episode, but we do get the win. It was tough. The first half was fantastic. Second half, they really stuck it to us, but we were able to get ourselves back in front, which I think is something we wouldn't have done last season. If this was season number 2, we would have ended up drawing that game, but we were able to get ourselves back into it, which is something that I think shows the improvement we've made in this season so far. We have Heerenveen next. That's the first leg of the what's the word I'm looking for? Qualifying round of the not Champions League actually, of the Europa League. Right, so Willems 36, Krakowiak 44. That's 80 million plus another 30, let's say 110 plus another 26, 135 million pounds, because that's 29 and that's 26. 135 million pounds we spent today. and we just managed to get a win in the opening game of the season. I'm pleased with how this window has gone so far, and there's still, with a couple of weeks left to go and a decent amount of money in the transfer budget, the opportunity to bring in another striker and spend even more money. And look, of course it's scheduled in between there. That's why the squad depth is going to be particularly important this season. Tomorrow, we will play Heerenveen and Manchester City. The day after that, we'll play Mansfield and Heerenveen in the second leg and in the transfer window. But for now, that's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Do drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further of this season or, of course, the My Player series, which will come to you again tomorrow evening. We are very, very close. In fact, I think we've only got one more game left in season number 1, and you'll be voting on what my future is in that series in tomorrow's episode as well. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. But for now, make sure you let me know in the comment section what striker I should go for. Thumbs up, a comment in the comment section if you see someone suggest the same player that you would like me to go for, so I can clearly see which are the most popular, and I will see you next time.